Hi guys, Tiana J here, and I just got back to the hotel from the Chicago event with Empower Network, and super exciting, right? And so I just wanted to share with everybody, what brought me here, where I'm at, and where I'm going moving forward, because it's been so magical, right? Like, they tell you that these events are magical, and they tell you to get to the events, and I'm sure a lot of people are doubtful, right? And they're like, oh, well, none of you guys, I'm sure, but, some people, and they're like, oh, they just want us to come to the event so they can make a lot of money. And that's not the case. That's not the case, guys. They're already making a lot of money. They don't need to have these events. They have these events because they believe in you, and they want you to believe in yourself, and these events give you the power of belief. They really do. And, all doubt is just really the fear of being disappointed again, right? And that's sad. And so whenever that doubt comes up in you, you can just recognize that and be like, oh, I'm just afraid to be disappointed again. And I can choose to move forward from that. Because the doubt isn't real. It's just the fear of disappointment. And so in deciding to come, some doubt came up, and I just looked at it, and I was like, am I going to be afraid to be disappointed, and that's why I don't put all of my energy into coming? Or am I going to put all of my energy into coming because whether I do or not, if I don't get to come, I'm still going to be disappointed, right? So I put all of my energy and my intention, I got 100% into coming. I made a decision, and I made that decision in an instant. And change happens in an instant. All the stuff that these leaders say, it really is true. So I set my intention. I was going to be at the Chicago event no matter what. And I didn't know how I was going to pull that off. I had no idea how that was going to happen. I'm a single mom. And I don't get time away from my child. This is the first time I've ever left him. And I didn't know how that was going to work. And all this fear came up about, oh, what if something happens? And da-da-da-da-da. And something had happened to me, something had happened to him, and I set my intention to come anyways, and I trusted in the universe, and the universe brought me the resources, and I was able to come here. And, when I said all of that fear came up, right, the biggest fear, what I realized was, the biggest fear was that I knew I was going to have to take an elevator. I'm terrified of elevators. I don't take them. I tell people I'm allergic to them because I get physically ill when I take them, right? But I knew I was going to have to because we were staying at a nice hotel. I'm on the 23rd floor right now. And so I forced myself to come, and even though I knew that elevator thing was going to happen, and so I just started riding the elevators. And I just, didn't think about it, got on, and Saturday morning I was walking to the elevator. We were late for the event, and this voice in my head says, don't get on that elevator. Like, yeah, it was okay before, but it's not okay now. Do not get on that elevator. And, I just had this internal conversation, like, would my greatest me, would my highest self tell me this right now? No. So, no matter what it takes, I'm overcoming this limitation. What it takes is getting on this elevator right now. Like, if the worst thing's going to happen, it's going to happen regardless, right? So I'm getting on this elevator right now. And it was just me hitting the limitations, the boundaries of my reality. It was just me, like, rubbing up against that edge. And so I get on the elevator, and I'm trying to calm myself down. And lo and behold, Dave Sharp walks on the elevator. And I instinctively, without even thinking, just reached out my hand, shook his hand, and looked him in the eye and said, I'm going to be on that stage with you. And he looked at me and said, I believe in you. Just as nonchalantly as ever before. And what I realized in that moment was that I was believing in myself before I believed in myself. But he really believed in me, right? Like, it wasn't even a big deal to him. It was just a big, huge deal to me because it was new to me. It's something I've never done before. But he's done this. And he knows that everybody is capable of doing this, right? So that's crazy thing number one. Crazy thing number two, I'm going down the escalator late for the event again. So the key is, guys, be late to the event, right? No, it's not be on time because everything is a golden nugget there, right? Anyway, so I'm late again, and I'm going down the escalator, and there's these women, and they're carrying the big checks. You know, people that they get a lot of money, they get these big old checks, right? And so instinctively, again, without thinking, I just go up to them and I'm like, hey, can I hold one of those checks? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, good, because I just want to know what it's going to feel like when I get mine. And it was like, I believed in myself before I believed in myself again. And it just came so naturally. And, you know, I took that picture, and I'm going to continue to set my intention with that picture. And the lady was like, oh, you know what you got to do, right? Photoshop that. Photoshop that with your intended amount of money that you want to make and your name. So I got this mental equivalent again, this whole belief thing again, and it's really all it takes. All it took for me to get here, which was completely out of the limitations of my reality. It was completely unheard of that I would be in Chicago for a weekend without my child. Just with where I was living a week ago, right? It would not have been possible, and I'm here. So that whole belief thing is just it's what you get when you're here, and you only get it by coming, and it's magical. It's really, really magical. And so, of course, you know, so I go to the event, and we have a break, and I run up on stage, and you're not supposed to get on stage, so don't tell. But I ran up on stage because I wanted to see what it was going to feel like, and it feels good, guys. It feels good, and I will be on that stage in Denver, looking Dave Sharp in the eyes again, and shaking his hand again. And so, you know, the event's almost over, and then they call people up on stage. And I got to go up on stage and shake his hand like I'll be doing in Denver. And I was like, wow, just yesterday I told you that I would be doing this. And I thought it wasn't going to be until Denver, and it's now. And it's going to be in Denver again, right? And, you know, so those are the two things that I really wanted to give people. The events really are super important, guys. So come to Denver. I'm from Denver. I'm excited to meet everybody. I'm excited to show people around my city. I love Denver. I really, really do. And I'm excited to be on that stage. And, you know, so come to Denver. Come to the event. And come say what's up to me. You know, because I would love to look you in the eye and tell you how much I believe in you. If you don't believe in yourself, look in my eyes right now. I believe in you. Make a decision. Get to Denver. Do whatever it takes. So the belief is the first thing, guys. And, you know, the second thing that I wanted to say is take action. You know, you can have a desire, and you can set all these things in place for your life, right? And then if you sit in the same place, you're never walking towards it. What if it's just waiting for you? What if your perfect life is just waiting for you, and Empower Network is the vehicle to get you there, but you never walk to the car. You never get in the vehicle, right? So you got to get all in, and you got to get to the events. And so take some action. Believe in yourself and take action, and come and see me in Denver. And let's go get some good food, guys. Let's learn some more stuff, and let's make it happen. I'll see you guys there.